today and yesterday, I attempted to. If you're not ready to take down Odin, you'll get clapped up and trapped up quickly. So that's what happened. Now it was one attempt today and another attempt yesterday, and I don't really like my chances unless I change up my setup in some way. But this game can be pretty linear in terms of strategy. So I decided, you know what, let's advance the storyline. It's not like the side quests are over and done with for good. And you have a lot of side quests in this game. It's more than just 4. Although then again, having more than 4 side quests isn't necessarily having a lot of side quests. So I don't like the way I phrased that. But it don't matter. That was a clean land. Again with this shit. One to be born from a dragon, hoisting a light in the dark, rises high up in the sky to a still land, veiling the moon with the light of eternity. It brings another promise to Mother Earth with a bounty and mercy. I can't get the feel of that because the pauses are just so awkward. You can tell that was made for another language because the stanzas are so awkward and shit, but they're praying even though it just looks like they're bowing and saying, "We're not worthy," repeatedly. Worthy. I don't know. Wordy. That TH sound isn't my forte. It isn't my forte at all. I won't force myself to pronounce things well. That is funny. So, we got the last airship of the game. The big whale. Yeah, it looks like some kind of fucked up sushi, but... And I mean sushi as in the misnomer for sushi, the seafood thing. I already know you could hear the rustling of my headphones as they fall and I try to put them back in my ear. Yeah, don't try not to get too annoyed. That's all I gotta say. I like that mode 7 trick they just did. I'll only step out for a little while. Well, let me just find mine. Hey, so there's a fat chocobo around here. That's good. We can have a little storage action going on. Hold on. Let me equip him with some shit. So I have this paladin armor. Meanwhile, I've had this silver armor for a long time. Oh, I've had a lot of silver shit. I never bothered to equip it. So I know I must be doing something wrong. Now I know why his white magic is so weak. See, her white magic is at a good, healthy level. Meanwhile, mine is at 9. Yeah, I like what I have so far. I'm going to give away the longsword. That's all. We don't need too much space. I still don't know what that Avenger is there for. I remember I gave up like the silver gloves a while ago. I think I should knock myself on the head for that one. Then again, Edge's defense is crap. Regardless, and I think he's doing pretty well for himself anyway. You know, crap stats aside. How would you get out of here? Because I've just been talking to myself for a while. I haven't really done anything of value. Okay, I think I've done everything I was required to do. Not in this planet, but to get a specific item, you just have to show up to the moon. I don't know if you have to show up to like any specific part of the moon, but I'd say we're in good standing at the moment. I have an ambivalent relationship with my relationship with airships that have like, an internal room in them that you can explore. It's a bit ambivalent because sometimes, as cool as that can be, I'll end up pressing the wrong button, which will cause me to have a little moment of frustration where I waste my own time. So while aesthetically it can be a bit pleasing, sometimes I waste like 3 or 5 seconds. But hey, it's just 3 or 5 seconds. You'd have to be a really neurotic person to get annoyed by that kind of shit. Even more so than myself. So where's like the crater to hell? There it is. It only took a few minutes of digging around. Now I'm speaking like William fucking Shatner. Okay, I think I know what to do. I'm just gonna sit up straight instead of leaning to the side. Like any person with common sense would do it. It's gonna be more advantageous to my health, and Hopefully now we're ready to get the sword. So the legend sword has become the Excalibur. I'm happy about that. My strength at the moment is 125. And if you know anything about this game, the defense sword upgrades your strength stat by 105 or 106 points. So that means that without a weapon, his strength is like 14 or 15. But now, I'm feeling powerful. With that said, as like a little bonus, as a little like treat for you guys, I'm going to attempt to take down Odin in this video. If I lose, I lose. I'll just keep it in the recording and do something else and progress the story. But this way I could say all my one-liners. I could get it in for this video. I don't have to worry about beating him and then saying them. Glad I won't be using that airship ever. At least I think I won't. Hold on. Sight. I think I need like another item for it to be fully useful, but doesn't matter. I will eventually find my way to Baron. Eventually. See? Now that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I remember like the George Lopez show, Angie mentioned like the term self-fulfilling prophecy to George. And then later on in that episode he used it again, except he said self-fulfilling prophylactic. Now at the time I understood that the pun meant that he doesn't really know what he knows what prophecy is, but he didn't register that it was prophecy. Kind of use the term prophylactic instead. But now that I know that it means condom, that's perfect, because then it's like he's replacing the word in his head with something sexualized. The sitcom idea that boys are dumber than females, it has its perks sometimes. Now, one of the advice that I typically see for this boss fight is that if you feel overwhelmed, you should probably change the game speed, but I gotta say that the king is pimping. If you have paid attention, the first time you go to the throne, he tells you to go to the cave or land of summoned monsters. So once you do that, you can come back. He basically challenges you again. Oh, he challenges you for summoning thing. But the king is kind of pimp, because if you think about it, he has one throne for his living life and one for his dead life, so... Okay... This is the longest I've ever lasted with him. For some reason, he's more quick with that move. Like, I don't know. Like, how many rounds do you have to... This is attempt number 3, and I failed. Let me see if I forgot to save. I mean, usually people get, like, cremated or to get buried. No, this guy, he's chilling with his spirit in a second, like, throne room in the basement. That's pimp. Alright, let's just get down to attempt number 4. Because I thought I did a pretty good job. I don't know why this guy decides to hit me with that Zantetsuken so impartially. Like, is it like a specific number of turns? I don't want to look up right now his AI script, because I don't seem to get useful information for how this fight works, and it should be pretty simple, but... Oh, that doesn't do a lot. Now I'm gonna get clapped. Watch. What about Jin? That wasn't very effective. So wait, he has a move called Odin? I don't really get that. Okay, attempt number 5, here we go. Custom, battle speed, slow. I don't think it should be that slow, but... I think it was Indra that I had to summon. I am not a quitter. Well, actually, I think I fancy myself the LeBron James of quitting, so that isn't necessarily true. I'm, like, too passive to be relentless, regardless of what my talents may be, or what my gifts actually are. Okay, Edge gets the first turn, so again, Ninja, Blitz. Fast. I keep waiting to see haste. Okay, what about Riddy? What do you do? Call Indra? Is that what I'm supposed to call? Oh, that was actually really effective. Oh, when you lower the game speed, I don't know, this seems more simple. Oh, come on. I thought I did a little better that time than usually. Let me just go back with my normal setup and move on with the storyline. I think you've seen me getting owned by someone that isn't even the most difficult boss in the game. A little too much. This has been Mr. Wonka 7, and suck my dick.